Blah blah blah, I haven't uploaded in a while, let's get into the video. Over the past few months, I've been seeing a growing sentiment that the commentary community is dead or dying. None of us can see the future, and I have no idea what it holds, especially as the YouTube guidelines get more and more strict. We might be off the platform in a few years for all we know. But as it stands now, the community is not dead. In fact, it's far from it, and here's why I believe that. I've seen a lot of arguments regarding this that boil down to the amount of commentators blowing up. In the past 2 years, there were a lot of YouTubers that got big off commentary and were able to establish loyal followings for themselves. In 2020, it was channels like John Swan and Diesel Patches. In 2021, it was channels like Poncho, Cordwit, Dr. Skipper, and a ton of gameplay commentators that got big off milking dream drama. But in 2022, who's getting big now? There does seem to be a lack of channels blowing up in the community and establishing followings. But there's one issue with this. 2020 and 2021 were two of the biggest years for commentary in recent memory. Just because we're not doing as good as we were doesn't mean the community is dying, and it's not like there were no channels blowing up at all. For example, Turkey Tom started uploading commentary videos on his second channel Tom Dark and grew rapidly off of those. Larix was a commentator that was growing bigger until he left the community, and is now seen in a not so positive light due to shit that went on that I won't mention here. And Dumpy ended up almost tripling his audience after talking about the Jellybean drama and is still growing consistently to this day. But all of these people already had pre-established audiences before gaining more popularity. What about smaller YouTubers? Well, Toastify and my friend Wacky TV both had a significant gain in subs and overall viewership. Sure, there were more people growing last year in 2020, but does that really matter? I don't think the amount of people gaining success in a genre determines whether we're dying or not. So what else can have an effect? Commentary creators generally rely on YouTube drama, or just a popular topic in general, to make their videos, as it will get them views. This doesn't apply to everyone, but it applies to a good portion of everyone in the community. If there is a popular situation going on, commentary channels will go ahead and make videos covering the topic and give their opinion on what's going on. So if there's always drama, there's always going to be something for them to talk about. And this is why I believe that commentary won't die as long as we're still allowed to be on the platform. Drama is something that will never cease to exist as far as the YouTube community is concerned. There will always be either people arguing with each other, someone getting called out for scummy actions, or just general disagreements that will cause drama in the community. And because of that, there's always going to be something for commentators to talk about. For example, 2020 was full of drama, including the iDub simp drama, H3H3 versus Keemstar, Leafy getting terminated, and a lot more. And these situations were being talked about by almost every commentary channel at the time, as they would give you easy views. It was easily one of the best times to become a YouTube commentator. If you want to argue nowadays that there's less to talk about, I wouldn't disagree, but you'd also be forgetting about the Jellybean situation, which was one of the biggest YouTube dramas this year. That situation was directly started because of commentary YouTubers making videos on her, and her clones, which is how channels like The Beak and Dumpy blew up recently. Whatever opinions you have of that situation aside, you cannot deny the impact the community had. So using the quote-unquote lack of drama as an argument for the community dying falls flat on its face. But what about the community itself? Every argument I've tackled in this video have been mainly about commentary as a genre and not the community specifically. I can't exactly disprove any argument about the community itself as it's mainly opinion based, so take what I say next with a grain of salt. But anyways, there's been a growing sentiment that the community itself has become way worse than it used to be. And to be honest, I can't exactly blame people for this. In fact, I actually agree. For some context, I joined the community around early 2020. Back then, although there were people who were annoying and obnoxious, it was actually chill for the most part. Most of the people I talked to online are people I met back then, and I could not appreciate them more. It might just be nostalgia blinding me from the bad sides, but I'd rather the community be like what it was back then than what it is now. I also don't see any reason to keep complaining about it though. I'm not gonna leave the community, and most of the people constantly saying that they're gonna leave on Twitter whenever literally fucking anything goes on aren't going to either. And whether the community is getting more toxic or not, that doesn't mean that it's dying, nor does it say anything about commentary as a genre. As long as we're able to stay on the platform with no issues, as long as there is some form of drama or trending topics, we will continue to exist. It may become stagnated for a while, but that can happen with literally any fucking genre. It doesn't mean that we're dying necessarily. So yeah, This was a short video. I would have come back with something longer, but this was something that had been on my mind for a little bit and I wanted to put my thoughts on it. I have another video in the works as I'm scripting this one, so it should be out soon after, but I'm never good with promises when it comes to this kind of thing, so who knows. I have a podcast with Wacky TV and Cammy that will be linked in the description if you want to check that out, along with all of my other accounts too. And with that being said, I'm done with this video. Oh yeah, one last thing. Frog lives still fucking matter.